Hello plant fella, welcome back to the Javaniska Elflora channel, where we explore the wonders of exotic plants, rare species and the untold beauty of nature. In today's episode, we're diving deep into a plant that might not be as flashy as a blooming Amorphophilus or as dramatic as a Rafflesia, but it's one of the most important botanical defenders of our coastlines. Rhizophora, the iconic mangrove. Let's get started. Rhizophora is a genus of tropical mangrove trees, perhaps best known for their distinctive stilt roots that seem to rise above the tidal waters like nature's own architecture. These trees are not just biologically fascinating, they are ecological superheroes. Native to coastlines across Southeast Asia, Africa, parts of Central and South America, Rhizophora species are perfectly adapted to the salty, unstable, and often oxygen-poor environments of tidal mudflats and estuaries. The genus includes several key species like Rhizophora mucronata, Rhizophora apiculata, and Rhizophora stylosa. Each of them thrives in slightly different environmental conditions, but shares the same adaptive genius: salt filtration at the root level, viviparous seed germination, and root structures that provide strength and stability in loose, wet soils. These adaptations allow them to colonize dynamic coastal zones, creating buffers between land and sea. Rhizophora mangroves form dense forests along shorelines, which act as vital buffers protecting coastal communities from storm surges and erosion. Their roots trap sediments, improving water quality and creating essential breeding grounds for marine life. Fish, crabs, shrimp and mollusks all depend on these tangled root systems for survival, making mangrove ecosystems one of the richest and most important in tropical biodiversity. One of the most fascinating things about Rhizophora is how its seeds grow. Unlike most trees, Rhizophora doesn't just drop seeds to the ground. Instead, it uses a remarkable strategy called vivipary. The seed begins to germinate while still attached to the parent tree. As it grows, it forms a long, slender structure called a propagule, which looks like a green spear. This spear eventually drops into the mud or water, and depending on the tide, it either anchors itself straight into the soil like a dart or floats horizontally until it finds the perfect place to root. This unique adaptation gives the seedling a better chance at survival in the ever-changing tidal zones of the coast. What makes Rhizophora so recognizable and iconic is its prop root system. These arching roots grow down from the trunk and branches, anchoring the tree in soft, muddy soil. This not only provides stability in harsh coastal conditions, but also allows oxygen to reach the roots in oxygen-poor environments. It's a structural and physiological adaptation that looks almost otherworldly, like trees walking through the ocean. With rising sea levels and increasing coastal degradation, Rhizophora species have taken center stage in climate adaptation strategies. Their role in sequestering carbon is immense. In fact, mangrove forests are some of the most efficient carbon sinks on the planet. Protecting and restoring Rhizophora-dominated mangroves is now a global priority, not just for biodiversity, but for human survival in coastal regions. In many coastal communities, Rhizophora is more than just a tree, it's part of daily life. The wood, though resistant to rot, is often used locally for charcoal and building materials. But perhaps more importantly, healthy mangroves mean healthy fisheries. Communities that depend on fishing see direct benefits from the protection and productivity of mangrove ecosystems. Despite their resilience, Rhizophora mangroves face significant threats from coastal development, pollution, aquaculture, and climate-related changes. Massive areas have been cleared in recent decades to make room for shrimp farms and tourism infrastructure, leaving coastlines exposed and ecosystems fragmented. Restoration efforts are underway in many parts of the world, but they require time, funding, and above all, awareness. One way we can support Rhizophora and other mangrove species is by spreading awareness, supporting reforestation programs, and making sustainable choices that reduce pressure on coastal ecosystems. Even learning more about these trees and sharing their importance, just like we're doing right now, makes a difference. If you have questions about this species, how to take care of this species, and how this species thrive and survive such poor environment, you can drop us questions on our WhatsApp contact or simply send us your question to our email. We will be very glad to discuss any topics regarding this genus. And if you also have requests on what species of fascinating Rhizophora's genus, like Rhizophora mucronata, Rhizophora apiculata, Rhizophora stylosa, that you want to know, we will be happy to make another video from this genus to satisfy your curiosities. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe so we know how much you appreciate this species. And see you in the next one.